Have you ever felt an exhaustion so deep that the word burnout just doesn't quite cut it? You know, that feeling where you're not just tired, but completely and utterly drained? Well, let's get into it, because what you might be feeling is something way more primal. You know, we toss these words around all the time, right? You miss a deadline, you bail on your friends, you spend the entire weekend just glued to the couch, and the first thing you think is, ugh, I'm so lazy, or this must be burnout. But what if those labels have it all wrong? What if your brain is actually doing something brilliant? And this right here, this is the whole shift. Society's quick to judge, right? It tells you it's a character flaw, a lack of grit. But psychology offers a kinder and, frankly, a more accurate way of looking at it. Your brain isn't failing you, it's protecting you. That's right. This whole survival mode thing isn't a bug in your system. It's a feature. It's this ancient, hardwired program designed to carry you through times of just overwhelming stress. Think of it like your brain hitting the emergency power down button. So what kicks this all off? It's something called emotional overload. Picture your brain as a circuit board. When way too much emotional current, from your job, your life, the news, you name it, starts surging through, the whole system is built to blow a fuse. Why? To stop a complete and total meltdown. That blown fuse? Well, that's survival mode. This is such a perfect way to imagine what it feels like. It's like a smoke alarm that's blaring long after the smoke is gone. That constant, nagging, high alert signal just eats up an incredible amount of energy, which, of course, leaves you with almost nothing left for anything else. Okay, so how do you know if your internal alarm is stuck? How do you tell the difference between this and just, being tired or having a rough week? Let's walk through the 5 biggest signs that your brain has gone into protection mode. All right, first step is emotional numbness. And this one can feel really strange. This is that blown fuse we were talking about. You might notice that good news doesn't feel as exciting, but bad news doesn't hit you as hard either. It's not that you've stopped caring, it's that your brain has literally turned down the volume on your emotions to save power. Coming in at number 2, difficulty focusing. This is huge. When your brain's main job is constantly scanning your environment for danger, which is what that alarm system does, it has almost no processing power left for deep thinking or concentrating. Suddenly, answering a simple email can feel like climbing Mount Everest because all your mental energy is being used just to stay on guard. All right, the third sign, and this one hits home for so many people. It's that bone-deep exhaustion. This is not your regular, I stayed up too late tired. No, this is a profound nervous system fatigue. It's the kind of tired you feel when your body has been marinating in stress hormones 24/7, even when you're supposed to be resting. Number 4 is what we could call proactive hibernation. This is when you start pulling away from the world. And again, this isn't you being antisocial. It's a resource management strategy. Every party, every coffee date, every hobby, it all takes energy. When you're in survival mode, your brain's instinct is to cut all non-essential power drains. It's telling you to get back in the cave and save fuel. And finally, the 5th sign is that constant hum of being on alert. That's the sound of the alarm system we've been talking about. It's that low-level anxiety, that feeling in your gut that something bad is just around the corner, even when things are fine. You feel exhausted, but you can't relax. You're wired and tired all at the same time. It's the absolute definition of a dysregulated nervous system. And that brings us to this super frustrating problem. If you're this tired, bone tired, why doesn't a week of good sleep fix everything? This is the question that makes so many of us feel broken. We think, what am I doing wrong? I'm getting 8 hours. But the problem isn't your sleep. Not really. It's the state your nervous system is in when your head hits the pillow. And this breaks down that vicious cycle perfectly. See, chronic stress turns on that internal alarm. But because the alarm is stuck on, your nervous system stays in that high alert, fight or flight mode, even while you're asleep. This means your body never gets to do the deep, restorative repair work it's supposed to. So you wake up, you're still exhausted, and the whole cycle starts right back up again. So if you're sitting there nodding along to all of this, what do? What's the way out? Well, the most important first step isn't some complicated action plan. It's about fundamentally shifting how you're looking at the entire problem. If you only take one thing away from this, let it be this. You cannot hustle your way out of survival mode. You can't power through it. That's like screaming at a smoke alarm to shut up while the kitchen is still on fire.
The goal isn't to force yourself to do more. The goal is to show your brain, to show your nervous system that it's safe to finally turn the alarm off.
And that's the real question, isn't it? When you switch your thinking from how do I force myself to be more productive to what does my body actually need to feel safe right now, that changes the whole game. It shifts the solution from one of force and willpower to one of compassion. And that right there is where you can actually start to heal.